first show.
Yes, yes, yes. We're back. We're back to Politics Usual TV. I am your host DJ Beans,
and I'm your host Paula White.
And we're here with Shawn Costner, aka Shawn Pecas Costner. What's going on, Shawn?
Your wish has come true.
Yeah, no, we got you. We finally got you.
We need that same genie, so I got for a bag of money real quick.
Yo, listen, that genie's kind of grouchy, and you gotta rub him the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
What's going on, P? How you been, man?
I'm good. What's up, DJ Beans?
Not much here. Trying to start this podcast. Me and Paula, we came together, made this show, and then we're trying to do an industry spotlight once a month. Just, you know, basically trying to get to the people and stuff like
Rockin'
that.
Paula, what's up, Paula?
Oh my God, I'm just so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
She's nervous. She's nervous, you heard me?
Yes.
I'm nervous too.
I'm ready to get as much advice as I can from you. That's what I'm waiting for.
Let's go. As long as that genie dropped that check off, Daddy, we good.
That's what I'm talking about. It's always about dropping off that check. You was doing the Iggy thing. How's the Iggy project working?
Oh, the Iggy project is incredible, man. She's close to 2 million singles sold. I think almost 200,000 albums in.
Wow.
And she number one hot 100 record in the country.
That's my girl. You know what I'm saying? Marcus got an ill crazy crush on her. You know what I'm saying? And her music's dope. I like the Fancy record. I like the Bounce record. The Bounce record is pretty tough. I just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to see how she's gonna grow as far as the music and the artist. Cause you know.
I mean, you know what the crazy thing was. We went to, she just came off like a 30-city tour. Okay. And we went to go see like her first show in Boston. And it was like her first concert performance, you know? And what the illest thing was, we went to see, like me and Steve went to see a bunch of artists perform and open up, but she killed it, bro. And the crazy thing was, it was like, you remember that record she had, Work? Yeah. Work. It reminded me like when she performed that record, everybody went nuts, you know what I'm saying? And you can tell she's a real artist that way because Fancy, of course, people are going to dance to the hits that they hear on radio. Yeah. But when you hear a record that didn't really get too much national exposure and everybody sings the joint word for word, those are the records that are culturally, that culturally hit, like, you know what I mean? It's like with the Meek Mill and the intro record. Exactly. Like it captivates the masses and they don't really need a radio single or any kind of real backing to get that core audience love. Right. And stuff like that. Yeah. What's up with Gunplay? Gunplay, man. Gunplay's in the studio with Ross right now. We're putting out a MMG Def Jam album on Gunplay. He's just putting a couple of records out into the market. Getting hot, but we love him, man. He's one of our best artists when it comes to energy and being enthusiastic. Oh, no, he is. We love him. He's no joke. But do you consider him as a liability as far as anything? Because I know he had a little trouble with a couple of court cases and stuff like that. I know he just finished wrapping up a court case a couple of weeks ago. Oh yeah. Nah, I mean, you know, Gunplay, he's from the street. He gets a little crazy. That's my guy. It fits part of his whole persona. You know what I'm saying? But he got lawyer money, so he good. Yeah, that's true. Gotta have that lawyer money.
What do you do when you have an artist that still is in the streets or is still gangbanging, but they have so much talent?
Well, I don't know Gunplay's gangbanging.
No, not him. No, not him. Let me correct that. But I have artists that I've come across that have so much talent, but they're about that life. And, you know, you wish you could help them out, but, like, where do you draw that line?
Well, I think artists, first of all, men need to become men within themselves. You know what I'm saying? I think you have to figure out who you are as an individual first. I think the street element, when you're an artist, gives you your substance. It gives you the credibility. It gives you your credibility. It gives you your book to write your rhymes. It's a lifestyle that, you know, you can be able to spit to other people on a microphone and it makes millions and millions of people relate. I think it's after you gain success and stardom, it's all about what you do after that. But I think it's all about what you do after. And you can't knock nobody for how they grow up or what their hustle was.
Yeah, because it's hard. Like, I prefer to try to mentor them and give them show them different doors to little hope to change their life. But sometimes it's hard and it's sad to see them just not come back because they rather just be in the streets.
How did YG do?
YG's doing excellent, man. YG's selling a bunch of albums for him. He has probably one of the most critically acclaimed albums of 2000 in what we came on 14.
That's my fool. I mess with YG with the Bick and Back Being Boo. Bick and Back. That's my joint. You know what I'm saying? it's just I kind of find it weird for him to be on Def Jam and not trying to go like the independent route, cause like you know what I'm saying, like Nipsey and all them dudes from like LA, they got Cali on lock.
Well, you want to hear a weird story is he's actually been on Def Jam for 3 years. YG, you know, had a record called Tooted and Booted that was a huge record in LA. If you ask him today, he hates the record because I understand why. I mean, we didn't understand the record. We couldn't figure out how to get the record played past Texas. Like, he was big in all these rhythm markets around the country on the west side of America. You know, one day, me and a couple other people, because without a team, you can't be done. We sit down and said, how can we get this guy played past Dallas, Texas, or past Houston? Bingo. Young Jeezy, same type of growing up, you know, in the street, can really rap, can make these great hip-hop records. Needs a little direction here and there.
So there is planning to a lot of stuff.
3 years of planning. You know, you got to put.
Because you know a lot of people think that it's just basically motherfuckers is hanging out, getting high all day, and they just say, hey, I'm gonna make a record with this guy, and I'm gonna do this, and like they don't understand. It's like there's a real big intricate machine behind it that actually says, hey, we're not gonna do this. How are we gonna get out of here? How are we gonna not be typecasted into one specific like market, and we're gonna try to grow and stuff.
Well, I mean, there is smoking and hanging out, but you do the smoking and hanging out after you have success. After the plan is being, you know, put together and fulfilled, then you enjoy the good part of it. But we had to figure out how to get the guy into the southeast, into the northeast, and what best way then to get with one of the best prolific hip hop writers in the game, which is Young Jeezy.
Yeah, YG's a beast. He's a definite beast. You think record companies are gonna be existent in the next 10 years?
I hope so.
I mean, I hope so too. I think a lot of people depend on it.
Yeah, I do. I work for a record company. I've been working for a record company for 18 years. I believe that us as record executives, I think that we're professionals at what we do. I think that we deal with a lot of bullshit that I can curse on.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
I think that we deal with a lot of bullshit and protect our artists and brands. Sometimes the way artists and managers don't want to deal with. And as long as there's outlets out there to play your videos and great, radio stations like this, whether or not it's on terrestrial radio or internet radio, whatever, it's all about relationships. And the record companies hold great relationships.
Because that's what I be trying to tell a lot of these independent cats. A lot of these independent cats think it's, oh, I don't need a record label, I don't need that. Nah, you need the relationships. The network, the intranet that being part of, signed to a record label comes with. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when you had H&M Coconuts and all the other stuff, the record labels guaranteed you distribution through the major outlet factories. You know what I'm saying? Like Walmart and Target and all the other stuff. A lot of these independent cats, they think, oh, I got a hot dope record, I got 100 motherfuckers behind me, I can't pop because it's just hate. I think it's just more than just hate. I think it's just you still need a big record company behind you to be able to open doors that nobody else wants to open because you're not at that level.
Right.
So, well, is that a question? I'm sorry.
No, just
he had a question first and then commented on my answer.
Okay, so go ahead and answer the question because I was kind of jumping in there too. I'm sorry, guys.
Nah, I think, like I said, record companies should be around for the next 200 years. As long as there's records out, record companies should be around. And I believe there will be.
Yeah, what you got to say, Pete?
Well, I was going to ask is how does an artist stay clear from, selling their souls basically to get to a next level? How do they stay humble and clear-minded and keep fighting and staying that hunger? Like, what's the best route for them?
I think the best route is one, like I said, it's all on the individual. Anybody can sell their soul. An actor can sell his soul. An athlete can sell his soul. A guy who manages a McDonald's could sell his soul. I think it's all about, one, keeping God first, two, keeping your family second, and three, making sure your business and your business people around you are people that you can trust and are good people and have your best interests at heart. Your best interest at heart is not necessarily, hey, you can make $100 million doing something, but your best interest at heart is, hey, maybe if you do this the right way, you can make $50 million and make sure your family's good for the rest of their lives, or other business ventures. So I think it's about God first, family second, and then good business people around you.
Yes.
So what project Def Jam right now top priority? They're trying to really.
Well, all our projects are top priority.
Okay, of course.
Which one's first?
All our projects are top priorities. I think Def Jam You know, by the way, we're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. 30
Happy
years.
birthday, happy birthday.
You know what I mean? 30 years in the game.
That's 30 years strong, too.
30 years strong.
I grew up with them.
Yeah. See, so did I, by the way. And I think all of our artists are our priorities. I think the one thing that we strive on, and I think that something that Def Jam has been built on, is breaking new artists. I think the fact that we can have a challenge and break new artists. They say record companies break 2 new artists a year. And I think we've done, 4 this year.
No, y'all cracking that. Y'all cracking that.
YG, you know what I mean? Iggy Azalea, and August Alsina. By the way,
that's my guy.
Who's the first R&B artist on Double XL freshman year? When we get around the applause, I got all the first R&B artists.
Yes,
you
we
know
love
what I mean?
them.
Yeah, I didn't.
Freshman class.
That's big.
Yeah,
that's big. But like I heard August is a little temperamental though when you deal with him and stuff like that. Like I heard like you when you go to the blogs and all this other stuff, they say that he's always beefing with Breezy and he's beefing with Trey and he's always doing that. Is that just a persona that the Def Jam likes to, I guess, have certain artists personify to help build a boost or a name?
I think my first little bit of advice to you is now that you're in journalism, you should probably stay off the blogs. That's the first thing.
Yeah, first thing. Right? Yeah, because me, I don't really do a blogging thing, but I skim through them because a lot of times like you gotta say to yourself, what kind of nonsense is out there?
Well, you know what? He's also giving the people's view. Right. You know what I mean? I have seen interviews that he's done, and he seems like a realist. You know, don't mess with me. You know, and he's probably been done dirty a few times, in my opinion, because this industry, you got to be careful with the sharks. So, in my opinion, I just believe that he had his guard up, but I don't think he's a violent person.
I like his record.
Yeah.
I just can't play it at parties, because, you know what I'm saying, when I even play, listen, P, right, when I play the clean version, it still sounds explicit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm something that I'm loving it. It's crazy. Oh, time check? What time are you on, Nikki? Oh, I can hear it perfectly. I don't know if we can hear it to the T.
I can hear you guys too.
Yeah, we sound great and stuff like that. So what's the difference between? Because you said you worked at G Street before, right?
Yeah.
And
I started my career there.
So like when you do G Street and stuff like that,
by the way, started at G Street. One of the first albums I worked was Diary of a Madman by Grave Diggers. And I know we got my brother Raekwon the chef here. I don't know if you know I got my Bam Delay shirt on with the purple tape. OG, you know what I'm saying? Because me and Ray go back. That's my brother, so I was pretty.
Oh, so you did that on purpose?
Oh, that's my guy, man.
I like that. I like that.
Cool.
That's beautiful. So,
and I brought my purple headphones. Just want to add that.
You like that? You want to bought your purple headphones?
So like hip hop over here.
You were at G Street.
Yep.
And G Street was probably what? Like you were pounding the pavements.
Yep.
Hitting up post bills, putting bills up and stuff like that, and doing it. What's the difference between working records G Street days and working records digital days?
What's the difference? Really, there is no there's a difference. Yes, there is. I think times change. You have to change with the times. I think. As opposed to me getting some blisters on my feet for walking 30 blocks. Yeah. I get a couple of blisters on my ass paws for sitting for 30 hours straight. But I'm online. I'm trying to figure out new ways to try to break my artists through, different avenues with a great team that we have at Def Jam. We have an amazing marketing and promotion team there.
I love your website, by the way.
Oh, thank you. That's love. Shout out to the new media department at Def Jam, Chris Atlas and his crew. So my thing is just like, it's different, but you have to change with the times. But it's the same approach. It's the same getting up in the morning, figuring out who you're going to go see in that afternoon, and that evening making sure you spend time with them and you're taking advantage of those relationships that you set up. So you're just doing it in a different way. It's like getting to school. Before, when you were a freshman, you took the bus to school. By the time you were a senior, you were driving. You know what I mean? But you still got to school in the same route.
All right, cool. So we getting the wrap-up sign?
Yes.
We getting the wrap-up sign. So we're going to cut to a little bit of commercials, and we'll get back with Raekwon.
Yeah.
Raekwon the chef.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Always, baby. Always.
Yeah.
973-928.
Welcome everybody. It's DJ Beans
and Paula White,
and we got our second guest here. I can't believe we did this. This is actually I was gonna say something really outlandish. I was gonna say this is a nut buster, but this is crazy. I didn't even expect us to have two big guys here, but we got Raekwon the chef.
Welcome, Ray.
Yeah. Salute.
Wow, voice.
Salute to the clank. Salute to the clanks.
That's what I'm talking about.
They've been going crazy on Twitter.
Word?
Yes, they're so excited to have you.
Nah, it's an honor, man. Thanks for having me. What up?
Nah, it's an honor for having you here. So, the last record I heard was Akon and you,
right.
The Call of Duty record.
Yeah.
So is there any other records dropping? Anything else coming soon after that? Because I know every time you probably get approached to do shows and do interviews, they want to live off the prior accolades and all this other stuff. And I think you're bigger than that. You're more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
Like a lot of times, like I ain't gonna front. Like I learned how to run certain parts of the streets because of you. You know what I'm saying? And I look at you as more than just Ray the chef. You know what I'm saying? I look at you just like Ray the philosopher.
Definitely.
There you go.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So like, how are we gonna get more gems out there? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, my nigga. I mean, this is my job. This is what I do. This is what I love. You know, when it come down to me just living my dreams, and you know, I come from selling crack. That's all I ever did.
Yeah.
That was the only job I ever had in my life, but I was always passionate about this music. You know, hip hop. You know, coming up under Raekwon, G-Rap, Kane. You know, just all that kind of music. You know, it was talking to me, and I just said, damn, I love this shit so much that I took on the job of being an MC. You know, my whole block was full of MCs, just a bunch of niggas that's just.
You went from MC moving crack to MCing.
To MCing, like really taking it to the next level, because, you know, it's one thing to do it as a hobby, and I think when we was running around the street and doing what we do, you know, it was a hobby, it was fun. We listening to the music at the same time, feeling like we them. You know, nigga talking about all of this or whatever, we was presenting it. You know, if you heard Dougie first talking about Bally sneakers on the record,
yeah, Bally's on.
Talking about Bally's and gold teeth and niggas drinking weed on ice and all of that. This was us in the park, like striving with little dollars and coins, but living that life. You know, I remember jumping in the abandoned cars and all that shit, and just lighting up and just saying, yo, this is our life right here. This is, you know, this is all we know. But nigga got that radio close, and we know what's going on later on that night on the radio. I mean, when radio was so powerful that you would record niggas shows, you know,
And play them at parties.
Playing at parties, just having to play them over while you smoking and shit. You know, we would be the type of niggas that we would be smoking trees in the closet, you know what I mean, push down on your chest, smoking through a washing machine hose, just getting right and listening to this music, you know what I mean, on the Xeon lights and all that. So it really kind of like, it became my culture, you know what I mean, to just live that lifestyle. And next thing you know, it's like, yo, I find myself being good with words, you know. So I was just one out of maybe 30 niggas on the island that really was passionate about it.
So you were born and raised in Staten Island?
Nah, I'm a Brooklyn baby, you know what I mean? I come from the Ville, you know what I'm saying? You know, I moved out of Brooklyn from Staten like around 8, 9 years old.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm always gonna look at myself as a Brooklyn nigga, but everything I learned and earned, that make me a Staten Island nigga, Staten Island side.
Yeah, because your swag is, I can't even tell where your swag is. Like, your swag is like, it's Ray. You get what I'm saying? Like,
super fresh.
It's like, you know how Starks got his swag and Ray, like out of that whole group, you two shine like two thumbs. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 thumbs up.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, you know, I look at it as like, you know, when you grow up around a lot of drug dealers, man, the niggas out there, you know, some win, some lose. We paid attention to the winners. And the winners always was like showing us the format on how to walk.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's like, yo, if it's a nigga with a gold rope on and some clocks on his feet and a silk shirt, you knew he was that nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the way he wore it, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of my influences also come from the West Indian culture, because they came and invaded my territory and my neighborhood, but they also turned a lot of young niggas into men. You know what I mean? Early, whether niggas was coming for you or niggas was training you to be something that they believed in, you know. Rest in peace to all the soldiers that we lost.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I always think about them. I tell every nigga, everybody in the world, my music, whatever comes out of my mouth is because of the neighborhood that where I resided at. You know what I mean? So I speak for all of them. I'm just a product of what they created on that block. You know what I mean? So if I see an OG nigga that is older than me, but he ain't really here like that right now, I'm speaking for him. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm saying shit that he would have wanted to say, but he didn't get a chance to say.
Also giving them a little bit of hope that you have hope to change your life someday. Yeah. You can grow up like that, live it, and just turn around and look back at it one day and do something better.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Some people might look at you as hope.
I mean, you know, when you in the hood, all you look for is hope. So I'm glad that I can show niggas that, yo, you could do it too, man. It's just all about the dedication, the hard work, the effort, you know, being around smart niggas. I was always around smart niggas. I wasn't around niggas that just want to bust their gun off. I want to be around niggas that want to make money. You know what I mean? Yo, how we make money. And ever since then, my nigga, being 15, 14, that's all we knew how to do. Yo, get it now. Cream, it's all about that cream. Cream was that Tom and Jerry, that sandwich that him and Spike used to fight over and make. Yeah. And that sandwich, that's the cream on top. That's all we wanted in our hand, was just to be able to take care of ourselves, you know? That was the main objective.
And things haven't changed much in a lot of communities, you know, where people are still living that, still think about that, but, you know, there's time to change. Change that up, you know, we have a beautiful story coming out here.
Nah, you know, right now all I could do is just be a great messenger to a youngster and just give them the ultimate gems, you know what I mean, that was never given, because that's, I think, a lot of times these young cats be needing. It's just a big brother effect, you know? You know, I think the big brother rule.
Like you were like a big brother to me, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like you listen to Ray and you got your Diddy Bop on, you listen to Ray, you throw your Snow Beach Ralph Lauren low shit on, you know what I'm saying? And you go out there and you let everybody know.
I bought that at Bloomingdale's too, you know what I mean?
Bought it at Bloomies, didn't rack it at Bloomies, bought it at Bloomies.
Certain Bloomies though. Not, you gotta go to the ones in the cup. You find the classics.
Like in this day and age, right? You think you could be able to still communicate and still be able to touch that young kid in the projects? No hope, well, not even. He has all the hope in the world, but he has no outlets.
Right. Like, of course. I mean, I think the only way I can help him is just to tell him the truth and just really get in his mind and let him know, you know, if this is what you chose, you got to do it to the best of your ability. You know, it's one thing to hear it from your man, but then it's another to hear it from an outside resource. You know what I mean? And me being somebody that they look up to, I think they would really take time to listen. And that's what I do. I do that on the normal. Like, everything you're saying, I run around with a lot of niggas that's searching for that dream and that hope. And all I try to do is encourage them and let them know if their talent is worthy of being looked at. You know, but it's always about just giving them jewels, man. You know, any nigga I know, he'll tell you, like, yo, Rick, I get good energy. You say the real, because you know what? Knowledge is free, man. I have nothing to hide, you know what I mean? I don't have an ounce of hate in me based on nothing. I think what it is just that I was able to just get that platform. I just squeezed through that little window and made it through. And I'm telling another nigga, all right, now the window's bigger for you. Yeah. It was smaller for me, but it's bigger. It wasn't even a window, it was a little crack. It was like that mailbox shit under the door, on top of the door type shit. That shit you slide through, but nah, I just, you know, I think knowledge is free, man. And you know, me growing up in Islam, you know, it helped me wisen up so fast as a man, you know? Bless and home to it. What
was, did you ever have like such a horrible experience with the industry as you were coming up that you want others to be aware of?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think the hardest thing about the industry is just learning the business, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because selling packs is one thing. Working a pack is one thing. Working a deal is another.
Yeah, doing a bit, being involved with the business, and it's not even just that, because that's real shit you're saying. But a lot of times, we just want to get off that fucking corner.
Yeah, you're right.
You see what I'm saying? Nigga be willing to do anything, not something dick and no shit like that, but you know, nigga do anything to escape that life.
I mean, this prison's full of guys just trying to do stuff off that corner.
And everybody just try their way to make a way out and do it in the best way. You know, for me, it was just, yo, man, just try. You know what I mean? Just try and be passionate about what you love. If you really love hip hop, you know what I'm saying, Chef? This is what I'm saying to myself. This is me having my own by myself meeting and saying, yo, if this is really what you want, my nigga, like, niggas only respect flawless shit. You know what I mean? So you gonna have to really be an MC. And I think for me, when that Protect Your Neck record popped off,
I had that on tape, by the way.
When that popped off, my nigga, that's when it was like, oh shit, my life has changed right in my face. So it was that one record.
You had the best verse besides Inspector.
You think so?
Yeah, on that.
Nah, I thought I had the wackest verse.
You think so?
To be honest, yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? I didn't put a lot of energy into that rhyme when I wrote it. It was like I was just overwhelmed because it was a movement happening.
It was a movement. Cause when you first heard that tape record, CD, whatever it was, you felt the hunger, you felt the struggle, and you felt the animal trying to get out the cage. You know what I'm saying? And you think you could be able to recreate that?
I'm living in it.
You're living it.
When you don't gotta recreate it when you live it.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I think for me it's just, you know, either you lack or you grow. You know what I mean? I think for myself, I've been growing. You know, I really have nothing to prove in the music business no more. So for me now, it's just, you know, doing it on a business level and continuing to do what I love to do. You know what I mean?
I got one quick question.
Talk to me.
What's the hardest part of transitioning from being an artist to running your own label and dealing with artists?
Good rap. I think the hardest thing is just that you have to look at both sides of the business. You know what I mean? It's like it has to be effective. You know, and I think as a businessman, it's just a lot of shit that you don't pay attention to as an MC, as an artist. You know, as a businessman, you know, you calculating, you thinking about how much money you gonna make and what kind of platform that you got to make it bigger. You know, that's the difference. It was just for me being an artist, it was just okay, show up and bust your gun. But this now my movement is about exercising my brand in the biggest way that it could be, you know, brought to the table.
Which, you know, I want to speak about your music studio that you have, Ice H2O Records.
Yeah. That's the you know, that's where I do my raps at. You know, I do my rhyme and shit at.
Yes, you know, I've been there before a couple of times with the artist. Great studio. You know, if anybody's interested as well.
One thing about me, you know what I mean? It's like you said, you know, I own a studio in Jersey, you know, right over there by Rucker College, like maybe 5 minutes away, and this is where I go at and go get it in lyrically. And I decided to open my establishment to the world, you know what I mean? So, you know, Ice H2O is also my place of business, but I do let cats come in and get a couple of hours in, because you know what? That's going to inspire them to be able to feel like, oh shit, yo, my shit is really real. Chef is in the next room. You know what I mean? So I wanted to have a studio to be close to the streets and also keep my ear to the street on what's going on with the music and all of that. But my house, I wanted it to be a house for everybody else as well. You know, like you would never think in a million years you can go to a main top hip hop cat studio and just book out some time. You know, so I wanted it to be like that.
And it's a great experience because you actually hear Ray recording right next door. Like if you're in the hallway, you hear that stuff going on.
Catch a few bars. Though,
exactly.
You
got bars? Is it like, I don't know, like my whole thing is, right, after a certain point, like can you still come up with bars and bars and bars and bars? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I DJ and stuff like that. Sometimes it's like it gets to the point, how do you make a one-trick pony? Like, how you get more tricks out of a one-trick pony? You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be a real magician,
a magician, and check out your SoundCloud as well.
Please be on it.
Plug it, baby. That's right. Plug it, baby. I love it.
Once a month, you post a freestyle up there, and I must say, I enjoy every song, and I do have all my friends listening to it through the building at the Art Factory. They love it, and it feels like I'm listening to some original Ray. Like this is never changed.
Yeah. All right, so somebody in the chat room, Lex gave me a couple of questions. People from the chat room. All right, this is from somebody in the chat room. Does he have any new artists under his label? Is he pushing right now?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I got a couple of people, but at the same token, they on a farm team right now. And a farm team is a team that's a growth and development team that's just giving them an opportunity to know the business, to come in with quality music, and then you graduate to the next level. So yeah, we have a few people on deck. Of course, if you just go check out our media search, you want to see the people that I rock with. But yeah, and one thing about that as well is really having a label factor is that it's a lot of development stages that gotta be taking place with that. And I have to sit down and be a coach now, not even be a boss or a rapper. I gotta be a coach because I gotta tell you how to win. You may be dope, but you might have 10 followers. And my thing is I'm still giving you a shot because I believe in you. Yeah. I'm your #1 fan right now. But at the same time, I gotta teach you the business, step-by-step booklet. And if you ain't ready for it, then I can't bring you to the promised land yet. The promised land is that place where you did all that work. You feel me? You put it in. You recognize the business. You recognize the politics, and to me, that's me giving you money too. So not only we doing trading, but at the same time, I'm still here to guide you into being a better artist. I think that's important jury that niggas need to get.
Definitely, and your advice is always on point.
The next two questions, they're kind of similar, but they're kind of not. Basically, who do you listen to now? And who's your favorite artist now and back then?
Oh shit, that's a real one. To be honest with you, I respect a lot of the music that's being made today. I'm a character that loves to recognize a real MC. Not just a MC. I want a real MC. So it's kind of tough for me to say I'm listening to one person because I hear a lot of great music being made. I hear a lot of good music being made, but not great. Okay. You know what I mean? Not articulate, not artistic enough for me because I grew up in that era where you couldn't come to the big park if you didn't have a clip. So now I just see niggas running around with one gun. And for us, we grew up with Uzis.
One gun, 3 bullets.
You know what I mean? You got to come in with the submachine guns out. And back to your question, who I listen to right now, I like, I like a lot of niggas though. I ain't going front.
I be the same way too.
I have a question.
It's hard. It's
maybe. What do you think about Drake? I had someone tell me, they said, can we hear Drake and Raekwon then?
Yo, that'd be ill. I mean, me and Drake, I met him once or twice. Good dude too, what I mean? Real humble, respectful, his history. We talked about some things though. So you never know what tomorrow has to offer with that. But 40 is my man, real good dude, because I was out in Toronto, so I had the opportunity to meet Drake's producer, and he's a big fan. Like his whole thing is Purple Tape, like that inspired me. And back to the Drake thing, we talked about doing some things in the future. You know what I mean? So that's possible. And I would say Drake is definitely one of the guys today that I listen to because he knows how to put words together. You know what I mean? He's a great songwriter. He's a great artist. You know what I mean? And I think he just paved the way to be where he at today. Definitely. I like Wayne. Wayne is very intricate when it comes to wordplay. You know what I mean? He say shit that it's like, oh shit. Like me, I'm always listening to see what you're saying, like as an artist. Because anybody can just rhyme, but then it's fly to be witty too. You know,
oh yeah, you gotta have the punchlines.
I grew up in the witty, the metaphorical world, the story world. You know what I mean? All that shit to me defined who that MC was. So you know, I would definitely big up cats like Lil Wayne. You know what I mean?
Fab.
And then I like other niggas based on their hustle too.
Oh, you gotta respect the hustle.
The hustle. If you're a hustler, if you a nigga that get up in the middle of the morning and be the first one up in the morning and the last one to go to sleep and you about your business,
Ray,
I'm a fan too of that.
I know a cat. I'm gonna leave him nameless because I don't want to do it to him.
Right.
I think he's doo-doo.
Right.
But his hustle is so mean that I still go to his shows. I'll be his DJ. I'll support him because his hustle you can't deny it.
You can't, but that's why at the end of the day you can't knock a nigga hustle if he know how to get there. If he know how to get there, he know how to get there. You know what I mean? It ain't up to me and you to decide the fate for that artist because somebody else might like him. But if his hustle is immaculate and he's showing and proving at the end of the day, like, yo, nigga, I'm about mine. You can't front on him.
No, you can't front.
You can't front on him because he knows what it's about to make it work. See, that's what a lot of artists don't really understand. Is like, it's good to be a great MC. Why be an ill MC if you ain't got no hustle?
Alright, so
I'd rather be a whack nigga with that know how to get it in though and cash in.
So we're getting the wrap up sign. Go ahead,
I want to ask one question. What's your favorite Raekwon song of all time?
That's a hard one because right now the shit I'm saying today against the shit I was saying yesterday is totally different. Like I'm a fucking professor right now at lyrics. You know, so that's a hard one, OP. I ain't gonna front.
Okay, so we'll wait for that Fly album.
Yeah, when is that dropping? That was my question. Yeah. That's what I was trying to get to.
International Luxurious Art. That's the name of that album. F-I-L-A.
Fila should cut you a check
some
too.
call it Fila. I mean, they don't see the big picture yet. You know what I mean? But the name of the album is Fly International Luxurious Art. It's coming out around the September month for sure. You know, I finally got on my I's dotted and T's crossed. You know what I mean? Because that to me was the most important thing. Like, I can't throw out product that's not protected as far as on the business side. You know, I'm an independent label, so I have to make sure that all my shit is laid out perfectly though. But everything is cool. I feel good. I got a September release. You know what I mean? Big up EMI. That's who I'm doing business with right now. Shout out Ice H2O. Ice H2O Records that's really just there rooting me on. And the album is born. It's going to be born in September.
Sweet. Thank you, Ray. Thank you for coming.
You got it.